My mother recently told me a story about my father when he was a little boy. He had a little poodle named Ebony. You can guess what color the poodle was. Well, Ebony was in the living room with my father. And Ebony, for some reason, bit my dad's balls. I don't know how it happened, but the story remained. It was a special story. Uh, Ebony bit my daddy's balls. Well, I can't help but think I've got a touch of black magic in me because I originate from my father's balls, and I just thought that explains everything. A black bitch bit my daddy's balls, and that is why I've inherited special knowledge, wisdom. It's all a joke, of course. Um, Everything's a joke. Like just now, I pulled down this street where there isn't anyone. It's close to a busy area. It's kind of like a touch of danger, but I still feel safe and private. So if you hear background noise, they're building a road. And I feel like this road and me are at the same place. We are both, like, that road is like my life, and it may be yours too. Like, it's really bumpy and really loud and obnoxious, but they're making progress, and we're getting a really nice road. And I feel like me and countless other human beings right now are all at this crossroads, at this fork, at this intersection where we all want better things in our lives. And the struggle is what we're willing to do to get these things. Like, what are we willing to do for our new path? Like me, since I was a little girl, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, mostly the 90s. I was really, really young in the 80s. But in the 90s, handheld camcorders came on the market. And my grandfather bought one, and we did all these home movies. And all I wanted to do was an obnoxious little kid that they probably would have put on medication if my mother had taken me to the doctor. And I'm glad she didn't, because no thanks. I like it. I think we're supposed to have energy. Yeah. But all I wanted to do was film. There's this obnoxious video of me at my cousin's baby shower. He was still in my aunt's tummy. He recently died of a fentanyl overdose. 30 years old. But at his baby shower, I was up looking up at the camera. Can I film? Can I film? Can I film? Well, now there's YouTube. And I'm gonna film now. So, and it might be bumpy, it might be loud, it might be obnoxious. But I am told by many people who have started on this path that if you're just consistent and you keep going, that's how you do it. And personally, since beginning to train, since beginning to train, um, starting in like 2020, it's 2024, so it's been a while. Uh, it takes consistency. Most of it's diet, but you have to train with the diet. But it takes consistency to see results. And when you're all alone, it's it's a lot more difficult. However, if you're able to do it all on your own, you're no one can take it from you. There isn't anyone who can like steal that from you because you developed it all by yourself, which was kind of what I aspired to do. And I know I speak for a whole generation of people who feel the same way. We just want something of our own, so we don't have to answer to the fuckheads anymore. You know what I'm saying? Look at Paris Hilton. Look what she did. What a businesswoman. Her parents tried to lock her up. I don't know if I should speak about her. Birds don't like it. Oh, look at this. Good old Texas. Brown-eyed Susans. Something like that. There's another patch of them. It is currently June in Texas. My best friend, Texas. Ooh. So many different flora and fauna. Oh my. Not to be negative, but we have the beer can, of course. I don't drink, not anymore. You know, men. I think our species has descended because men have to get women drunk or stoned to get their panties off because a woman traditionally knows what happens if she were to get pregnant. So it's difficult on purpose to have sex with women. It's in the design. You see, if it was easy, that would mean raising children is easy for women. And there's a reason why they call it falling pregnant. Because while that baby's in her, she's a little it's not like it normally is. Without having someone that you're creating inside of you, you know? And then you have this whole human being that you give birth to, and then you actually love them. Like it's almost like you can't help it. It's in the primal reptilian part of the brain, which that makes no sense because they say reptilians are cold. But like in that part of the brain, when you have a baby as a woman, it's like you don't want to feel so intensely about your child, but it's like you can't even help it. It's like programmed in. So when they say falling pregnant, they mean it. And it's supposed to be difficult to get women's panties off. Well, the problem is men have relied so much on alcohol and drugs to get panties off that they thought they were getting easy sex, right? Well, they ended up falling on their own swords on that one because it's made them all dependent on the drugs and alcohol. So the joke's on them. And then they keep breeding with these women and making more morons. It's terrible. It's awful. No wonder someone created eugenics long ago. I saw this really interesting PBS documentary on eugenics, and that does not make me racist one bit. Because if you actually trace it back, Only an ignorant swine would say that it's from Nazis. It actually originated in America, and it has nothing to do with what color your skin is, and everything to do with the types of people who are not intelligent enough to control themselves and come all up in everyone. Like, the more drunken and depraved, like, okay, so you get a woman drunk, you fuck her, and you come in her, and you make a baby. And then you're probably not an outstanding person, because an outstanding person wouldn't do such a thing. So you come in her, you get her pregnant, and then you can't handle being a father because you just wanted to come, you know? So this woman's stuck with this baby. And then you bitch, you hem and haw because you have to pay child support. Well, then that kid grows up without a father, typically, and they're looking for love in that way. And then they end up needing to get drunk and do drugs. And then they make babies. And then so on and so forth. That's basically why eugenics was created. Because morons keep fucking each other and making more babies. I myself, my parents were married, but they were drunk. I can almost guarantee it. I traced back my conception, and I'm pretty sure it was at an Oktoberfest, and beer was involved. Beer was involved. Not only that, but my name comes from this little known television show called All in the Family. It was named after the bar Archie Bunker used to go to. So an angry Irishman only felt comfort at this bar. And I can't help but think that there's some sort of correlation between my name and my life up until now. Every man I've ever known has had to have alcohol. Like, it's disgusting. It's ridiculous. And I myself used to drink to try to fit in. Now that I'm a lady, I know I don't have to do such a thing. And I'm teaching my daughter, she doesn't have to do such a thing. We had to leave when she was a baby because her father it wasn't safe. And anyways, I'm gonna make sure she knows that she doesn't have to get drunk. And I've told her she can do all the experimentation she wants later if she could just wait till she was 26. If she could just wait till she's 26 after her brain stops developing, then she can do all that. Because I don't want to tell her not to. That's just asking for it. That's just asking for her to do stupid shit. just, experiment. Because, you know how it goes. There's certain words that are very triggering, like the word cancer or the word God. I want to talk about God. However, I know myself that when someone says God, I automatically am like, oh God, where are they coming from? Who are they? What religion are they from? Oh God. For me, God is such a personal relationship. It's the only relationship I truly feel connected with. And I feel like it should be that way for everyone else. Um, I, I'm coming from a religion where um, they taught that the whole world, I guess this is every religion, but they taught that the whole wide world didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. But our religion, we had it right. I guess that's every religion. It just sort of gets like that. I've come to know religion now. I think about it like this. It's like it's like a finger painting, like a kindergarten class. Like God is like a kindergarten teacher, one you're really fond of. And then each nation of the world is like a student. And they're all making finger paintings for Mother's Day or something. And it's just art. Religion is just art. Um, and I just found a bone on the road. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know what kind of bone that is. But it's a bone. Um, Put it back in the earth. There you go. But it's like a finger painting. So I respect other religions. But for me, it's more about spirituality. Um, because it's more flexible. And it's like Bruce Lee said, like water. There's a piece of glass. Uh, be like water. Well, maybe your spirituality can be like water. That way, it can be flexible. It can fit into any container. Oh, look at this. What is this? That's actually quite beautiful. Let's see what that is. Never seen one of those. That's beautiful. It's passed away. It's beautiful. Let's see. I like to put things back in the earth if I see them dead. I saw a dead snake on the road yesterday on my run, and I tried to put it to the side because I respect snakes. But okay, so religion should be flexible, and I know this because I was raised in a very rigid religion called I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now I still feel like I'm an observer, just witnessing all of this. Uh, and I have really good morals, and I have integrity, and I still have all that. However, I don't go to church because this is my church. Fitness is my church. If I didn't have fitness, because I'm sexually abstinent, if I didn't have fitness, I'd probably become something not so good in this world. Actually, I'm gonna throw that away. This piece of glass. I'd probably become something that you'd want to get rid of. So like I have to have fitness. Um, when you don't have sex, there's still this sexual energy, and I'm only just beginning to learn about this now because I have been sexually abstinent for 11 years, and I don't do drugs and I don't drink. And I don't drink. So you got to do something. So I exercise, and I will be posting more exercises soon. Personally, I don't want to be another one of those yahoos on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube who is exercising, even though every time I do post something like that, my videos get a lot of views. So, And I can resonate with that because I enjoy watching people motivate me. It's motivating because what you focus on, what you think about, you bring about. So I can see why people would like to watch people work out, because they probably want to work out too. A lot of these people are going to their 9 to 5 jobs, 9 to 5 jobs, and they secretly are like so sad that they are sitting at a desk all day, um, for just enough money to scrape by, because that's what the average person is going through. That's what, like, my family wants for me. And they just don't understand. I come from a place where I have chronic pain. uh the only way I'm gonna survive, like the only way I'm gonna survive, the only thing that is actually managing my pain is, I have to work out more than once a day. And I don't mean like grueling stuff. I just mean like I have to like move my body, because if I don't, the people that I live with, they just sit around and like you sink into yourself, and then you get weak, and then you get in more pain because you don't have any muscle to like hold your skeleton up in a proper way. And then if you're not doing that, you're not breathing correctly, and if you're not breathing correctly, that directly impacts your mood and your decision making. It's like math. So it's just a no-brainer to me. I have to move my body because you get circulation, you get flow, and you get clarity. And I like to think that I make better choices when I have clarity. I don't know about you, but when I have clarity, things just end up lining up a little bit better. But that's just me. I could be wrong. Let me know. I might not know what I'm talking about or something like that. Now, right now, I'm being told that if I'm this healthy, then I can go get a job. Well, this is my job. I am doing the work and I love the work. And what do you want? You know, because if you don't have clarity, you can't even you can't even choose what you want. And we're living in a time where it's all at our fingertips, yet we're all distracted by our own will. Like everybody loves their comfort zone. Uh, and wise people have said if you're not growing, you're dying. Or if you're not progressing, you're regressing. Which is kind of like what I'm trying to say here. I want to make progress on camera. And then if you're going to distract yourself with social media, you're inspired. Like responsible content. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get on here and maybe bitch, cuz I'm at a certain level too. I mean well, but I'm going to make mistakes, and I have to be okay with that, because being a perfectionist is what's kept me from being consistent on here. Because I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, I really don't. And I feel like when you are not like using your tuning fork, like I could get a tuning fork channel. I kind of want that. If I had a stable place to live, I would have a tuning fork channel. Uh, like a like a Reiki channel, just for like responsible social media, I feel like if I could put my loving, gentle, feminine energy out there, which is so desperately needed right now because women don't feel safe right now. So there's lots of masculine women running around because the world almost, I know in my own personal experience, when women don't feel safe, they show up as masculine. Uh, I would love the world to be safe for me to be that delicate flower that is needed because that's what's needed from women. Women are supposed to be these delicate little flowers, um, and the men are supposed to be strong. The issue is what I was talking about before with the drinking, um, getting girls drunk so you can get their panties down so you can fuck them. Well, that eventually just totally waters down our species because um, it's supposed to be a challenge. That's how bodybuilders build muscle. So if you're constantly getting easy women, you're getting women easy by getting them inebriated and on drugs just so you could sleep with them. You're going to get a girl pregnant eventually. And then over and over and over throughout the generations, this happens. And no wonder things are the way they are. Um, but men are supposed to be challenged in an artful way, not in a sass mouthin way, but it's life to challenge men. They need it. It makes them stronger. And if the men are stronger, we will be safer. And as women, we'll be able to be these delicate roses like we were always meant to be, instead of masculine Sarah Connors having to show up in the world. Or, like, although I do enjoy a good fight scene, it's beautiful. There's something very beautiful about a good fight scene in the movies. I actually really enjoy it. It's like dancing. Want to dance? Anyways, it's getting really hot in here, and I'm not going to take off all my clothes because I am a mother. I may look like a maiden, but I am a mother, and I have the wisdom of a crow.